So celebrity beauty brands are still kind of creeping their way into existence. Slowly, you get the occasional drips and drabs. We are still getting some really obscure ones like Dwayne The Rock Johnson releasing a brand. We'll talk a bit more about that later. But they do seem to be kind of slowing down recently. Not as many are being announced almost weekly as they were before. Perhaps they are going out of style amongst the celebrity money-making options. Perhaps it's no longer like a career option that their managers are throwing out to them. However, one thing that really got me thinking about celebrity brands recently, and you know, we think about them all the time, more so thinking about the downfall of celebrity beauty brands, is hearing that Rare Beauty wanted to sell up. They want to sell the brand. Now, this is just a rumor, and don't get me wrong, a lot of brands do this. A lot of brands start off with the intent to actually sell the brand. You know, you build it up, you make it a good company, a good brand, good products, good as I say, atmosphere, but good reputation. And then the idea is to then sell that company or sell the brand to, you know, a bigger name, you know, like the Estee Lauders, the Coty's, the people that own all the different brands for millions or billions, right? Depending on how much a brand is worth. That's a good goal to have. It's not a bad thing to sell your company or sell your brand. Now, it doesn't mean that just because the brand is sold, that the people who work for it or the celebrity who works for that brand now has zero to do with the brand. It just means that perhaps a celebrity is a little bit more less involved with the brand, and that could be like product development, names of the thing, things like that, you know? So, and it got me thinking, are celebrity brands going out of style with celebrities also, and with the people that, I mean, didn't want to buy them in the first place? Perhaps Rare Beauty is a bad example because people love the brand and it's a really, really good brand in terms of its products. And there are other celebrity brands that have done really, really well. Fenty, Haus Labs, Rhode has done quite well in terms of skincare. And then there are some that haven't quite made the impacts on the beauty world as maybe they would have liked. But with some celebrity brands selling up, and some perhaps the creators not putting in as much time and effort or being visually as much part of the brand as they used to be, is this marking the downfall of the celebrity brand trend? And I'm calling it a trend because it was, let's be real. Tell me in the comments, because I'll be really, really intrigued to know, is there any celebrity brand products that you must have in your makeup or skincare routine? Are there any way you're like, you know what, I couldn't live without this? Mine would be the Rare Beauty highlighter, the liquid. Stunning. Do go ahead and subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and do leave a comment. It really, really helps the algorithm. If you don't know what to comment, comment algorithm or comment celeb. Okay, so let's talk about a few brands, in my opinion, that are displaying like the telltale signs of fading out very slowly, very gradually, slowly but surely. And actually the first one that comes to mind is Give. So for those of you who don't know, Give, spelled G-X-V-E, is Gwen Stefani's brand, right? And the whole brand is inspired by her iconic looks throughout her career. The website itself describes it as inspired by Gwen Stefani's iconic looks and decades of doing her own makeup backstage. Give is where performance meets play. Okay. High payoff artistry level formulas created for makeup lovers who want to express their creativity through makeup. It's for finding the extraordinary in the everyday and isn't afraid to turn up the volume. Okay, so I would disagree with a few of the things there. Artistry level formulas, I've tried the lip thing and I wouldn't say it was great at all. In my opinion, Give came into the celebrity makeup space incorrectly. You think about the brands, celebrity brands, who did really, really well in terms of being a celebrity brand in their launch, right? Rare Beauty with their extremely high pigmented blush that went viral on almost all platforms. You had Fenty and their, you know, color range in general. Kylie, who came in with her lip kits, they all entered the industry with a really iconic moment, right, in that period of time. Give, people didn't really know it was happening. I was doing a live stream today and somebody said, oh, I heard Gwen Stefani has launched a makeup brand. And I was like, yeah, that was in 2022. I don't blame them for not realizing it was that long ago because a lot of people haven't heard of it. Bought the gloss and I was like, wow, this is extremely underwhelming. It was nothing special. It was actually a really horrible formula. So I don't know why they're like artistry formulas. I don't think so. And you can say to people, you know, if we're comparing it to celebrity brands, what's your favorite product from Fenty? What's your favorite product from Rare Beauty? What's your favorite product from Kylie? What's your favorite product from Give? And you're like, Who's Give? There's also a bit of confusion at one point because they did this really strange thing, this like program, ambassador program, and it kind of gave off multi-level marketing pyramid scheme vibes. Everyone's like, has it become like Avon? What's happening? So this ambassador situation, right? You could sign up and get like 30% commission, which is a really great commission from selling these products. So I guess anyone can sign up and you'll get given your own like affiliate code almost, which if you like the products and you want to recommend them is a great opportunity for some extra money making if you wanted to do that. So they started this in September of 2022. That's just about 6 or 7 months after the brand itself launched, right? The brand itself wasn't very popular amongst the influencers, the content creators, the general makeup purchasers in general. Purchases. And this ambassador program kind of seemed like a bit of a desperate attempt at some kind of like community grab. Like, come on, try. So their website page where you can sign up for this ambassador program describes it like this, and listen out if you're familiar with multi-level marketing companies or cults. Not saying that Give is a cult at all. Listen out to the language and you might see why people thought it was a multi-level marketing deal. It's not, but you'll hear why. Become a Give ambassador. Join now and become a Give ambassador. You'll be part of an exclusive members-only community for lovers of Gwen, Give Beauty, and the transformative power of makeup. You'll have the opportunity to earn a 30% commission on the Give product you sell for your personalized affiliate link. Great. I think that's great. Listen to this. We offer supportive environment. This is where it gets. Where you can immerse yourself in artistry, products, pro tips, and fellow member expertise. On top of that, we'll give you 30% commission on every Give product you sell, however you choose to do it. Yeah, we've done that already. Apply now. The language is a moment of like MLM vibe. Supportive community is that kind of like, you know, family vibe feel, you know? So I was curious as to what kind of information you need to give to do this program. I'm not gonna do it because I don't like the products that I've tried, obviously. But I was like, let me click. So the information is very basic, very simple. It's your name, your address. No social media handles, which I found very interesting, because it doesn't depend on your followers, but what if you're like the most horrific person ever and you have like what's considered an affiliate link to give, you know? They don't want any idea of who you are online as a person. They just want this information. In my opinion, it seems a bit desperate. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Their new launches, I mentioned they are still doing new launches, but they just don't seem very exciting or new or groundbreaking or anything in any way. You know what they should have done? This brand, they should have gone in with Gwen Stefani's looks throughout time have been iconic at the time, right? So here's the deal. They, according to them, iconic. So let's do it this way. Why didn't they not look into? People are obsessed with the 2000s, that Y2K look at the moment. Gwen's peak time is that era, the early 90s going into the 2010s. We could have launched with 3 or 4 collections that were the time periods for the looks that Gwen did. New images, because her makeup artists are incredible. New images of the looks that we could have put out and been like the 90s, you know, and did like the Don't Speak kind of era, the 2000s, the 2010s, and you know, played on time period. I think that would have been really exciting and something quite different from a celebrity brand. If you use anything from this brand, let me know if you love it. I'd love to know. Rem Beauty is another brand but I think do some great products, but aren't really people's go-to for makeup, you know what I mean? So Rem Beauty is, of course, Ariana Grande's brand. And the brand does, when it released, it did give off like a merchandise vibe. It's like, this is Ariana's makeup, you know, and it was all like, she was in all the visuals. I don't think we had any other models, which would have been quite nice. And of course, I mean, we can't talk about Rem Beauty and not talk about the fact that they were owned by Forma. So Forma is like Morphe, all those kind of brands. A company that really rely on the celebrity status of an influencer or of a celebrity. They do like, you know what? Like Morphe, for example, constantly partnering up with influencers, celebrities to make these palettes, and they would rely on the audience of that person to sell out these products. So obviously they're like, you know, it's Ariana Grande. She's gonna sell it, it's her, of course it's gonna work. That actually wasn't really the case for Rem Beauty. While they were owned by Former, they're not anymore, and we'll get into that as well. They had like a prediction, a year's earnings prediction of 84 million in 2022, and they very much missed that mark. They aren't owned by Former anymore. You know, Former went bankrupt and owed people loads of money. Ariana Grande, her team bought the brand for $15 million, which is actually quite cheap for a makeup company, for buying a makeup brand. It'll be interesting to see how they go from here in terms of what they're going to do without Former. They have had some new releases, but again, nothing majorly different or groundbreaking. It's also rumored that some of the places that sell Rem Beauty are gonna end their contract with them. You can actually go to the new in page on their website and probably haven't heard about any of these new products being launched. It just seems like people aren't interested. So have we gone too far with the celebrity brands? Have we as consumers, now I'm not victim blaming, but have we as consumers just let any factory, any celebrity make these products and we buy them up? You know, have we just let anyone do it and let them get away with it? Let's talk about this one. I found this really interesting. So Dwayne Johnson, who is The Rock, released a brand aimed at, I think, at men. I have a few opinions on this, which leads me into another brand actually as well. Reviews say it's good, by the way. Reviews say it's a good brand. The ingredients are nice, the products are nice. I think this brand in particular is a good show off a brand that launches and we all get angry, like, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? But when you actually look into it, it's not disruptive to my beauty world. You know what I mean? It's not like Brad Pitt's overpriced wooden lids on his skincare brand. This is more like tattoo care, etc. And there's some other bits in there, moisturizer and stuff like that. But it works for his audience, which I guess are, if we're being really stereotypical and putting it down to categories in terms of marketing, his audience would be what? Men who are into muscles and tattoos. Not men who are into muscles, but men who are like to, you know, be fit, and they look at him and think that's the goal. You know, they value masculinity. But that's his audience, and it works with his audience. Talking about audience, right? And a brand that does really, really well, actually. And a brand that I've actually said before need to give up, but after actually researching it deeper, I think they might be okay. Florence by Mills, which is of course the brand by the actor Millie Bobby Brown. She's from Stranger Things. And what's that film she did recently? Oh, what was it called? When they throw her to the dragon. So good. That was such a good film. Watch it if you haven't. I think it's on Netflix. Despite what people think, this brand is actually doing incredibly, incredibly well. I said in the past, I don't understand this brand. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But you know what? It's actually not for me. I am not the key audience. Millennials, we are not it. We are not it. You know who it is? You know who this brand is for? The Sephora kids. Those young children who are going to Sephora, messing up all the Drunk Elephant displays, who want to buy super expensive skincare. Gen Alpha, who are younger than Gen Z, but who watch younger Gen Z on social media and idolize them. They idolize their routines, their skincare routines. Florence by Mills, their main customer is Gen Z, and Millie Bobby Brown, being Gen Z as well, is such a good representation. Just being herself is a good representation of their audience, but she is their customer range, right? So all these Gen Alpha, younger Gen Z are seeing her more younger friendly kind of looking products, and maybe they actually prefer them to something like Drunk Elephant. The price point is a little bit kinder to them, a little bit kinder to their parents. The person who owns it is a current celebrity within their age group. Of course they're gonna love it. So my thought process here would be, are we millennials and older Gen Z a lot more picky about who has these brands? Or we're just over the BS of these celebrities having these brands? Could a celebrity brand aimed at Gen Alpha be onto a win? Because when we look at the brands, right, who are from the celebrities that perhaps, you know, didn't do so well, Ellen, J-Lo, Brad Pitt, all aimed at millennials. We know who they are. Ask Gen Alpha who Ellen DeGeneres is. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't work like that. And yes, maybe we are the ones with our own money to spend, but when we see a celebrity like Ellen releasing makeup, or Brad Pitt or The Rock, we're like, that doesn't make sense. We went through that idolizing celebrity situation, right? And then we were just over it. We were like done with it. So maybe we're not as up for celebrity brands. I hope that makes sense. In my mind, I know what I'm getting at, but I also don't. Let me know your opinions down below as always. I would love to know what you think. I think we are gonna see so much slowing down when it comes to celebrity brands. I think everyone's over it, everyone's done of it, and actually people are starting to see the kind of like fallout and like, actually maybe we shouldn't have started this brand. Maybe it wasn't as successful as we thought it would be. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much again for joining me. Consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.